Did you spend any time at YSU?
2 years.
Okay. Do you know where the penguin mascot came from?
No.
Any takers? Any guesses?
No, but I like penguins enough to defend its honor right now, and you're completely forgetting about its resilience and its ability to live in the most disgusting place on the earth.
Uninhabitable,
Exactly.
environment. Have
Is
you ever
that
seen
why it's Youngstown State's mascot?
because Youngstown is uninhabitable? No, and that's really mean. But also,
That's good.
welcome everybody to Does That Make Sense? Episode number 28. 28, Brandon.
Wow.
What's going on, man?
Wow.
We got Brandon over there. We got Brian on the ones and twos. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Doing good.
I'm just ready to press some twos and ones.
Twos and ones. There's only 1 1 and 1 2, so I think it's funny that we say you're on the ones and twos.
Sounds cooler that way.
It does. He's on the 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound
He
better
also
if
hits
you're saying ones
3
and twos.
too, but you don't want to. Then you really booger up the whole saying.
Ryan on the 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, nothing else going on. All right. And with us today, I'm excited because she's always fun to talk to. And she doesn't know at all what I have planned for her today. So that's also exciting. Ali Harpster. What's going on, Ali?
Not a whole lot. How
I feel
are you?
like the only way that I get to really have a conversation with you these days is to have you on the
That is
podcast.
a 100% fact.
Everybody's busy. They've got a lot going on. So welcome back. Thanks for sitting in.
Thank you for having me
Rocking
again.
the Grizzly Pride hat.
Yes, got to represent.
There was a kid who, I'm not going to say names and we won't get into it, but they misinterpreted that it said Grizzly Pride and they thought it was for LGBTQ Pride.
Oh, I heard this
And
story.
they
like
were
bears.
they were like, I'm not going to wear it, because they have a certain feeling. Okay, whatever. Everybody's like, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so funny because it's like, I don't know. When we said Grizzly Pride, I never once thought somebody might misinterpret this for good or for bad as something that promotes LGBTQ like equality, which I'm all for, by the way. So I thought if we're going to do that, we're just going to go full rainbow and we'll just redesign the whole thing.
I wish I would have been a part of it. I would have ripped it off and been like, same, this is horrible. No, I'm just kidding. I fully support it.
And so the Grizzly is the mascot for Safehouse Prep, which is an education program that we have through Safehouse Residential. Mm-hmm. And so if people don't know, and I don't know, the teddy bear story. We pound it into everybody's brains as much as we can because it really promotes the entire vision of what we do. If you're interested, we've talked about it a bunch, but there is a YouTube link to the teddy bear video that you could probably post it in the description. Mm-hmm. And so the teddy bear video represents the story of how Safehouse got started. I think we've talked about it on here, but the Grizzly thing is just a carry on for that because the teddy bear, represents like a children's toy or
Oh my gosh, how am I just now figuring that out?
Me too.
I never thought about that.
Did not know that.
You didn't know that
It's a bear.
we picked Grizzly because
Wow.
what does a teddy bear turn into when it grows up? It's a strong, powerful
Grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear.
And that's their mascot.
It's
So
the
that's
mascot.
like their
So you're
fierce.
we are their Safehouse Preparatory Grizzlies.
We should have just been the Safehouse Preparatory Teddy Bears.
It doesn't quite have the fierce. YSU's mascot is the penguin, and I always laugh because I'm like, what kind of has anybody ever seen a penguin and been like, oh no, I'm terrified?
Yeah.
But I guess that's not the only point of a mascot. But do you know where? Did you spend any time at YSU?
2 years.
Okay. Do you know where the penguin mascot came from?
No.
Any takers? Any guesses?
No, but I like penguins enough to defend its honor right now, and you're completely forgetting about its resilience and its ability to live in the most disgusting place on the earth.
Uninhabitable,
Exactly.
environment. Have
Is
you ever
that
seen?
why it's Youngstown State's mascot?
Because Youngstown is uninhabitable? No, and that's really mean. But also,
That's good.
Yeah, man.
So what's Kent State's? Golden Flashes?
Yeah, it's a
It's a lightning bolt?
no, it's actually a bird.
A bird?
It's a bird of I don't know what kind, but it's like a bird and a flash.
Should have been the
lightning bolt.
black squirrels.
It is also. We have like 3.
I have black squirrels at my front yard.
Do you know that it's probably because of Kent State?
I do know that. That's they're originated.
Yeah.
From
Well,
I don't know why I did it like that.
that's because that's what they say all over the
like
campus.
mocking it.
It actually originated somewhere in Canada, and they imported them to Kent for whatever
Basically
reason.
Kent.
And because of that, everyone is starting to get them now because they're actually, in terms of Darwinism, they survive more than the other squirrels
Really?
do. So I have them in my yard. You're going to start to see them in Youngstown now.
I have them in my yard, and my wife was like, "Do you see we have black squirrels?" And
So
I was
they're
like,
just all
"Kent State?"
black fur?
Yeah, black tail, puffy tails.
cute.
Yeah, they're squirrels but black.
Mysterious.
So the Penguins were the legend is that Stambaugh Auditorium where the basketball team played. I don't know what the mascot was before this day, but it was cold. And the basketball team, obviously, if you've seen a basketball uniform, shorts, tank top style shirt, they walked out onto the court and everybody was cold. So they were kind of huddled up. And somebody said, "Look at the team. They're waddling like a whole bunch of penguins."
Wow.
And that's it. That's how
that's
how the mascot.
insane.
If you look it up, it says that too. And I had heard that when we were on campus too, because I'm a graduate. I don't know why I said that. Like only graduates are privy to that.
You said that like you gotta.
Like I was so proud of it.
I was about to say, get that chip off your shoulder, dude.
That's why I didn't know about it because you graduated.
You didn't graduate. They were like, we were
going
gonna tell her, but she went to Florida. And so, yeah, that's why the Youngstown State Penguins, which they have some super cool helmets, though. Like their football team has really cool helmets. Of course, they designed the Penguin to look really angry. I don't know why mascots always got to be angry. There's always you never see like a smiling mascot.
You got to be
Something
aggressive.
about toxic masculinity, I'm sure.
There might be, maybe.
Just kidding.
Yeah, only men get angry. You're right.
1000%.
What is it that happens when girls have that same emotion? What do we call it?
Overstimulation.
Being right.
I mean, that's pretty true.
Oh man, we're diving in deep right from the get-go.
I can picture when I get overstimulated how it does turn to anger pretty much.
This podcast is just now 6 minutes old, and we're at a conversation. Yeah. All right. So
wait, real quick. I have a fun fact too, which you guys probably already know this. I think is Ravenna where the military base is.
I think
Vienna.
Vienna.
We have one too.
Do you?
I think
because
we
there's
do.
an Air Force. There's an air base in Vienna.
Okay.
And then there's something in Ravenna.
I'm
So
pretty
it's
sure we
one
got
of those two. I can't remember what they said. Do you know why it was put there?
No.
Because apparently that location is the cloudiest location of the United States.
Wow.
And that's why like it gets the most days of the year
Overcast.
with overcast, and they figured it would be
You can't
hard
see what's
to
going
see.
on the ground.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Becky's husband told me that.
Wow. I believe that.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I mean-
that makes a lot of sense.
It's in Ohio, so yeah.
Yeah. We're about to get a foot. I mean, we're recording this a couple weeks before it's going to air this weekend. It's scheduled for like a foot of snow.
Oh yeah.
Blech. I know. I'm over it.
On your wife's party.
Well, to be fair, the studio is using it to rehearse. So it's not even really a party.
yeah.
So I think everybody will be okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
We had this conversation. You live in an apartment complex. Is the grounds well kept? Like your parking lot clear and stuff? Like,
Well, we have a parking garage.
Okay,
So
yeah.
But the walkway, like the sidewalk, is usually cleared pretty
usually
well.
nice and clear.
We used to have a building manager, and he kept like really good care of it. Not so much anymore. I mean, it's definitely taken a little bit of a turn.
Brandon, your driveway
Yeah.
usually clear?
No.
You pay somebody, right?
Yeah, we have to pay
I
somebody.
said no.
Okay, no. Ryan, you have a house or apartment?
I'm in an apartment, and it's pretty well maintained. There's actually too much salt.
Oh,
I don't know if that's a problem for you guys, but there's like
Look at this
way.
guy's shoes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Black shoes are turning white.
Black shoes are turning white, and my car is like literally getting eaten alive by rock salt. The driveway in the new house is bigger than the driveway in the old house. Not by a lot, but it's like my other one was a single lane, and this is like two
Feels
lane.
like a lot when you're shoveling.
And it feels like a lot when you're shoveling. And I hate when we drive over the snow because it packs down and turns to ice. Well, the way that the most recent snow fell is it was like falling really heavy in the morning. And I thought if I go to shovel this, by the time I'm done, it's going to be covered. And then I got to take the kids to school. So it's not going to matter. So I drove over it. Well, it's ice. Now it's not going to melt before this whole big, huge amount comes. So I'm like, I can't shovel it because everything's going to get caught up in the ice chunks, like the packed in ice. So it's going to be hard to shovel. So now this is the struggle. I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to have to deal with a lot of snow.
Do you think that your best friend's maintenance company could maybe come use their truck?
I mean, he's already told me he would plow it. Yeah.
I feel like I would take advantage of having a best friend who has that.
Yeah, he does have a snow plow, and he was like, just call me. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if it's the same problem though. The plow will get the snow better, but it's still going to be a bunch of ice packed in there. So we'll see what happens. We watch us not get anything.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That would be, but it's Probably not going to happen.
On a Sunday though, it sounds kind of nice to have a little snowy day.
I mean, I'm ready for spring. I don't like complaining about the weather, because then in the spring and summer it's going to be like, oh, it's hot. Like I could go for fall.
Right.
But I am feeling a little like fatigued by the cold and the snow.
It's always after Christmas. I feel like that really does kind of just like, okay, like the magic is over.
Yeah. I do love it when we hit that point in the year where we hit the shortest night or the shortest day, and then it gets darker later. Like it's December 20 something where you hit that short day and it gets dark at like 4:50. And then from then on it starts to stretch. And I'm like, man, I do love a good night when it's like the sun is still shining at 8:45. I love that nice, crisp, beautiful evening.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
So anyway, going back to the original conversation, the grizzly is the mascot because it's what happens when a little kid's teddy bear toy becomes an adult. And our goal is to aim to prepare kids for adulthood.
Or when they rage out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We try to avoid what it's like to be in a cage with a bear. But that also can happen. So check out the teddy bear story on YouTube. And then we're working on websites right now. We got all kinds of exciting things in the works. So what's new? Is there anything new going on with you?
New? I wouldn't say new. I did present Safehouse last night at an event I went to in Pittsburgh.
I texted you.
Yes.
I don't think you responded.
I didn't get home until like 9 o'clock. Did
it go that late, the event?
No, but I was driving in Pittsburgh and I'm a slow driver.
Yeah, so you just took
the
your
hills
time.
In Pittsburgh. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I was in Mount Washington and I'm like up and down. And it's just, it was a lot.
Yeah. So the event went well?
Yeah, it was really nice. So I got asked to like come to this event and possibly join. It's called Inspired Women of Pittsburgh, I think. And it's like a lot of women in the nonprofit space. And you pitch your nonprofit once a quarter, and then all of the dues go towards that nonprofit. So I think last night's recipient got, I think like $2,800. So that could be cool to pitch Safehouse at some point.
Oh yeah.
So I sent them the teddy bear story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll decide whether, like, when I get to present it. So that'll be cool.
You had told me about that maybe, a week ago. And so, yeah, I was excited for you. Do you like the public speaking thing? How do you feel about that?
If it's something I'm passionate about, I don't mind it. It's not like something I'm like love to do.
Yeah.
But like I had no problem. Like I had to stand up last night and say like who I was, my work environment, like what we do, and just like a little brief overview of Safehouse.
And what percentage of what you said had to be a lie to make it sound better than it actually was?
None of it.
Yay! She's lying now.
No, Safehouse does a lot of good.
I'm just kidding because people always joke.
Now, if I talk about the rentals, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's funny because like I never get to hear what everybody really thinks about everything unless I get them in a moment where it's like there's no repercussions. You're good at being completely honest.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sure honest.
Brandon and Ryan sometimes will be measured, and I think that's more of just like he doesn't want to offend. Brandon, I don't think cares if he offends me.
I do. I actually do. I choose my words pretty wisely.
And so, but one of my least favorite parts about being like a boss, and I'm doing it like this because like I prefer to, I don't know, the dynamic I'm still not 100% comfortable with of being people's boss, like somebody's boss. I like leader. I like, someone who like director, the boss thing has some undertones that I don't try to like live into, but other people might have a certain definition of that word, and I don't want to be whatever. It's all overcomplicated. But one of the things that I always struggle with is are people giving me the honest truth? Or are they giving me what I want to hear? So it's nice when you can go to a place where nobody you don't work with any of them, and you get to say that the job is good and that you like it, and you get to be honest about it.
Yeah, it was funny though, listening to everybody else talk about their nonprofits or their spaces that they work in. And I'm like, oh, I want to know the real tea. Like, I want to know the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Was there anybody in that has a similar field where they're working with the population that we're working with? Or is it all kinds of other types of stuff?
There was a lot of stuff that was like worldwide. Like, I would say more like third world country water.
A lot of water, a lot of like medicine, a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was some local, but it was mostly like in Pittsburgh, and it wasn't with children. It was specific for women and children. Okay. Like kind of targeting that, like abused women and children kind of thing.
Yeah. We're a unique nonprofit because a lot of nonprofits rely exclusively on donations, which makes it, we've talked about that with Refuge, the after school program. and Safehouse just isn't. It's not that same structure. There's services that we can charge for, but all that, the part that makes it nonprofit is that all that money goes back into the program. So it's an interesting dynamic. And speaking of Refuge, we're going to launch it in the fall. I had another meeting today.
Nice.
With a person that's going to probably, you guys can partner up.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I'm down.
Nice.
He has a second job already. And I said, how much is that second job going to cost you to leave? And it was lower than I thought. So that was good.
That's a positive.
So it's exciting to have the potential to get that thing going. It's been shut down for 4 years, right after COVID.
It was right after.
We paused it, and then we've done a whole bunch of
then that's stuff. Going on 6 years now then, because
COVID
it's 2026. COVID happened in 2020.
I think that we went after COVID for like a year. So it might have been 21, 22 before we were like, all right, let's pause.
Okay.
Brandon, that's like your excitement, like what you get excited about when you talk about work is the after school program.
Yeah. After school program is where I came from. So super stoked about that.
It's, well, next time I've everybody that I've had on the podcast for the first time, I've talked about how we met. So if you're interested in that story, you can go back to one of Brandon's previous episodes early on. And so, but to piggyback something, you got something new going on personally that you're like a little project that you're tackling with the Substack thing.
That's like my little creative outlet.
So can we talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what you're doing is you've always really promoted kind of diverse when I say promoted, you've talked to me a lot about a desire to be really diverse, not just in your income streams, but like in your creative outlets, things that give you life, things that add value, not just to somebody else's vision, but to your vision for your life. So you've launched this multi-hyphenate, like Substack articles, your social media type thing. And you've always been really specific to promote like authority and power and influence in women, which obviously is really important. So talk a little bit about what led to that, what your plan is, how it's going so far. Things like that.
I would say there's probably two girls who I've talked to a lot who are also in the space. One of them being like a mother who she obviously has her home life with her kids. She works her full-time job as a CFO, and she is also like trying to launch a side business that she's working on.
Yeah.
And then another friend through social media only, and she's doing where she has her full-time job and then she's working freelance. And we've always kind of just like had conversations about like different postings that we've had where it's like, it's a lot to manage jumping from headspace to headspace. Whenever like, for example, my roles, I would say there's probably 3 major roles that I play in your companies, and they're all very different. So it's sometimes hard in a day to jump around, and it's kind of promoting like, how do we balance that? Like, what does a day look like? Do we organize our weeks based on, I have 2 meetings days where I try to schedule all my meetings that way. Do I time block certain tasks or things like that? I use Notion as like my primary project management because it can connect all of the other project managements. So like if I'm working on something with you guys and we use Asana, it will filter in there.
Nice.
If I'm working on something for Substack and I want to use a different one, it'll filter in there. It filters in like my emails. So just like different things like that, and kind of just writing about different situations for multi-hyphenates in the career like headspace. Because a multi-hyphenate could be one job. If I only worked at Safehouse, or if I only worked for you and I had my 3 different roles, that's still a multi-hyphenate. If I have one full-time job and I start a side business, you're also still a multi-hyphenate. So it's kind of in that space where it's different for each woman or man too.
I think we need to clarify if it's multi or multi.
I say them both, and it just depends on the moment.
That's the most important thing we have to get out of this conversation is it multi-hyphenate or multi-hyphenate?
I don't know. I say them both.
We're going to go around the room. Brandon stepped out for a second, but Ryan, is it multi or multi-hyphenate?
Milty. How about that one?
Mildew. He said milty.
Multi.
Multi. Brandon, are we, if you're a multi-hyphenate, she pronounced it just now in her description as multi-hyphenate, and I said multi-hyphenate.
What's hyphenate?
No, it's like you have multiple jobs.
Okay.
So we're focusing on the multi or the multi.
Okay. Your pronunciation? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. How would you say it? Multi-hyphenate is someone who has multiple roles. And so it's like, I'm this hyphenate, this hyphenate, this. You're multi-hyphenate. she said I'm a
You're a multi-hyphenate.
She said I'm a multi-hyphenate.
Yeah, I'm more on a multi side, I think.
You're a multi-side?
But that goes for anything that has the prefix multi, though.
Okay.
And that guy just said it the
You
other
just
way.
said it the other way.
We can say it anyway. I
Also,
think.
we've said it so much, doesn't even sound like a thing anymore.
Kind of like caramel. It's like whenever I'm feeling fancy, it's caramel. You know
Also,
what I mean?
I'm gonna how do you the red stuff that you put on French fries?
Cat soup.
Okay, I'm so mad at you.
ketchup.
He said
ketchup.
cat soup.
I remember the first time I read it, like in like kindergarten,
Where it
it was
said
spelled CATSUP. Or P. And I was like, catsup? And everyone laughed at me like, idiot. And I'm like, what? When have you ever seen it spelled like that?
So I'm not gonna say her name.
Mm-hmm.
A hallway friend of yours
Say it.
says catsup.
I'm sorry.
No, the other side of the hallway. It's says catsup.
Do I have to bleep that?
Probably.
Well, then stop saying it that way, and I'll.
I know for sure watches, so yeah, we might want to.
Does she?
Yeah, so bleep that
So
too.
she's gonna know exactly what we're talking about. She texted me when they were at dinner, and she goes, "When you come to work tomorrow, ask her to say the ketchup." And I said, does she say it catsup? And I spelled it, and then she said, "I'm dead." And then messaged and said, "You guys are being so mean." And then I sent a GIF, and it's not GIF.
Mm-hmm.
Of a cat saying sup. And I was like, this is what I think of when I think catsup.
I've never heard it said this way until tonight.
Yeah.
Catsup?
Never.
I've seen it spelled that way. And
I've
then when
just
I
seen
see it
ketchup
spelled that
or-
way, I say it ketchup.
Ketchup or ketchup?
With an A sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not, what were we saying?
Catsup.
Catsup.
CATSUP. You're from this area originally, right? You were like born in this region.
Yeah.
Everybody else born in this area, Northeast Ohio?
I mean, I was born in PA, but pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, in the Tri-County and like around here.
Yeah.
Because people say that we have an accent. No,
Oh, I've heard that
we
a
do.
lot.
I've heard the Cleveland accent. I don't know that I can't say that I've heard mine, but I can understand other people hearing me and going, wow, you have a really Northeast Ohio accent.
Any way of speaking is an accent. We have like kind of a Middle Eastern accent. My buddy Jared, Jared Faulkner, moved down to Arkansas, and all of them told him that he talks like the people on the TV when he gets down there, because this is the dialogue or the dialect that they usually pick for almost everything that you watch is our dialect.
They also would send people to this area if they were going to be national broadcasters, if they had a thick accent to try to lose it, because when this is the least definitive accent.
like between like
in
New
the country.
Yorkers South.
Yeah, I mean, New Yorkers got that real thick. I don't even know how to even to describe it. I have no idea.
They skip over R's a lot. New York.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have time. They got to get where they're going
they're
quick.
busy.
Yeah,
And the South are just super
South
slow.
real slow draw, which I love the South. We were talking last week. When Nate's episode was last week, and he imitated accidentally when you're interviewing somebody on a fishing trip, and both of them immediately got into a Southern drawl. And I was like, can you talk about this without getting into the accent?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, not possible.
Just
slip right into
good
it.
old fashioned hillbilly code switch.
Code switch. And then, I mean, because you're talking about fish names, and some of the fish names you can't even say if you don't have an accent.
Some of the towns you guys travel to, you can't even say.
Yeah, like Natchitoches.
Natchitoches.
Oh man.
Which is not even spelled anywhere
Spelled
close to that.
Natchitoches.
Yeah, it's like catsup.
Yeah,
You know, it's probably where it comes from.
I'm pretty sure even if it's spelled catsup, it's still pronounced ketchup.
I don't even want to get into pronunciations.
Okay.
Because multi and multi, like my daughter is being a parent of an English speaking child is hard. I can't imagine if I was like a Spanish as my first language, trying to teach English as a second language, because it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like words that have the same exact sounds have completely different spellings. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
So good on for teachers, because teaching kids how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Because my daughter all of my kids are very articulate, and they've all had speech impediments at some phase of their development. Usually with the R's and the W's. L's have been a thing. My wife likes her Friday margaritas, right? And my speech therapist for my youngest daughter is knows my wife from the dance studio. And the way that she was helping my youngest daughter learn how to say her L's is by going, does your mommy like lime in her margarita?
Oh,
and so
God. That makes stuff seem like an alcohol.
My 5-year-old daughter would go, mommy likes lime in her margarita. So she would come home and go, mommy, I'm working on my L's. You like lime in your margarita.
Steph's like, I have one drink.
And Steph would be like, matter of fact, I do. You know what I mean? And so she's not an alcoholic, but it is no surprise that the lime in the margarita, she does like.
That's amazing.
And so that's how Emerson's learning her stuff. So we got the multi thing figured out. It's multi.
How about niche? How do you say it?
I say niche.
You do
it's
say
a very niche
I
market.
say niche.
I like niche better.
Niche is probably the better way to say it. But I actually said it recently because I was talking about something with Ryan. We're getting ready to subscribe to a scheduling service for the baseball building. Very niche market.
Yeah.
And that's how I said it. But I can also get on board with niche.
Yeah.
So
niche just doesn't have a sound to it. Niche sounds good.
Yeah, niche is like, you're fancy. Yeah.
Again, caramel, you know?
Sounds like you accidentally said the word.
If you say niche?
Yeah, niche.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Or it sounds like you're saying a word you shouldn't say.
Exactly.
Oh, man, that niche.
Son of a niche.
Oh,
All right,
wow.
guys.
I didn't mean it. I said it, and I got a little messed up there. It made me...
Flew a little close to the sun there.
Too close to the soon.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So
I got a real bad speech impediment, though. It like runs in my family, too. So
you do now?
I mean, every now and then, like if I'm speaking, I'll get like real bottled up with the way that I say words.
I've never heard that.
Like how? What's your impediment?
Like, okay.
Can I call it out if I hear
Is it
you do it?
impediment or impediment?
I've always just said it was, oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
I've always said that I had one because most of the people in my family have had one and they've had to go for speech therapy for it.
Yeah. Are you self-conscious right now as you're talking?
No. I just like don't know how to explain it. Like it'll be like I'll mess up one word and then every word after that is also
like
messed up. Yeah. And it comes though whenever I'm public speaking mostly.
Yeah. I love public speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, love it. Don't have bigger the crowd, better I feel. I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm saying that I love it. So I want to be very clear about
I think you're pretty good at it.
My excitement should not be equated as arrogance because I'm admitting that I don't know how it translates to people because I don't usually watch back when I have a public speaking thing. If it's recorded, I don't watch back. I don't listen back. I don't like the sound of my voice, but I love to talk in front of people.
Says the guy who starts a podcast.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to listen to it. I do when Brandon's like, did you watch it? But I rarely will actually sit down and be like, I'm going to take notes on the podcast. Like Brandon's so good at that. And he comes with such good notes all the time that I really don't want to I don't know what the word's analyze. Thank you. See, I'm great at public speaking.
Analyze.
I don't want to analyze. Or is it analyze?
I like the way she said it best.
That was out of nowhere.
It was really good. And so, yeah, I do dig the public speaking thing. I just messed up another word. So the multi-hyphenate thing, I love the tangents, but did you aspire to that like all the time? Or is it something that you found as you've gotten older where it's like the diversification and multiple income streams is it a matter of necessity? Is it a matter of personal preference? Like where's the root of it come from?
I think I would definitely never have picked this because it is hard to change your brain like that, but it's a matter of necessity. Like that's how I make my money, how I can advocate for more money in my roles, being diverse enough in all these different positions. And the more that I do it, the more I actually enjoy it because I'm learning so many different hats. Yeah. Now, would it be nice to have one thing and that's it that you have to focus on? Yeah. But I feel like my personality type at this point, I would get bored. Yeah.
I can definitely get on board with that because that's my thing is I've had conversations with people where I've said, man, what I could have probably accomplished if I only had one thing to focus on would be great. But I feel like I would also get bored, you know? And I like how you define it too. The multi-hyphenate thing, I've never heard that phrasing until talking to you a bunch. And I like it because I mean, it really is an accurate way it's just an entrepreneur, you know, it's just somebody who's like, I also like it because eliminates certain elements of risk about all of your income or all of your eggs being in one basket. Because if something were to happen with one of those sources of income, it's likely that it's not going to affect, at least in the short term, your ability to manage your responsibilities.
Right.
And it gives you time to do other stuff. People talk about that in the stock market. People talk about that in everything, diversification, opening up opportunities. So that way, if one of them falls or stiffens up or isn't producing the way that you'd want to, it doesn't hurt you long term. So yeah, good for you.
And it helps in a company too. Like we all work for all of your different companies.
Yeah.
So it's nice that like if something's falling off, we have other options.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard the second half of the jack of all trades saying? So like a jack of all trades is a master of none.
Yeah.
But is oftentimes better than a master of one.
Okay.
So
I've never heard the full second half of that.
And I think that like the way that works is because everything that you're doing, you have a team, you have other members helping you for the most part. You have to just know who to hire, who to delegate to.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff that you guys do where it's like, I would never touch it. Like I need to go to you guys to handle it. There's stuff that I need you for in my roles. So
in a leadership position, you'll never really have a master of one. It has to be someone who understands little bits or a lot of bits of every bit of the moving pieces.
Right.
I wonder, I could talk about this stuff for hours, so I'm going to try not to go too off on tangents with it. But the jack of all trades, master of none was always said as a negative.
Yeah.
Like it's always been like, if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none. You're not going to be hireable, or you don't have marketability or whatever corporate buzzword there is at the time. But any sort of entrepreneur, businessman, I always come back to stories you hear about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was not a computer tech savvy guy. Like he wasn't an engineer. He didn't manufacture anything.
He was very tech savvy, but he wasn't like a coder.
He wasn't, nor was he the motherboard builder. Do you know what I mean? Like he might have known enough skills, and that's I think where the jack of all trades thing is actually could be a positive. And I think I've used this example before, and I don't know if it was true in real life, but in his biography written by Walter Isaacson, there's the story about how somebody asked him, like, what do you do? You never put a hammer to a nail. You're not an engineer. You don't write code. What do you do? And Steve Jobs used an example of how the orchestra is led by a conductor. And the conductor's not playing any of the instruments, but he knows enough about all the instruments that he can lead a group of them playing. And his response was, I lead the orchestra. You're a coder. You're the best. You're the first in your row. I play you. I play the team. I am the conductor. And it was said in the book and in the film that was based on the book with a lot of arrogance that Steve Jobs was really famous for. But when you peel back some of the emotion of it, it really does come down to, you don't have to be the master of anything to be successful at it. I mean, in a lot of cases, the person who's the best at it doesn't mean that they're going to be the most successful at it, because you have to be good at turning skill into productivity. Yeah. Skill alone's not enough. And so, yeah, I would rather be, I mean, and I don't like the term entrepreneur because it feels buzzword-y, and people look at me and like, oh, you have all these businesses, blah. And I'm like, okay, like when you break it down, and I've said this on here before, it's not that complicated. We have one, it had the need. We did something to fill that need, and then we're using that thing to reach out to other areas. We've just done that multiple times.
Yeah.
And so I don't know anything about food service. Do you know what I mean? But I know enough to bring the people in who know a lot about food service. You run the food service company. You don't know anything about food service outside of your personal experience.
I do not know how to cook either.
Of working in the service industry. But even then, you weren't in the kitchen.
No, never back of the house.
And so, and then like you don't have a ton of experience in client relations, but you're getting it because in the media side, I'm not running client relations for the clients that we get for that. Yeah. The producer is. And so, and you have always excelled at the interpersonal stuff. So there's a natural thing to it. So there's this idea that you have to be the best in the room to be the most successful, which I want to say, I don't think is true. I think being the best is a great thing to aspire to. Being the best is a great quality to have. It doesn't equate to success. You have to have the right people around you. You have to have the ability to market your skill into profitability. And that takes a different level. You have to be at least good enough at more than one thing to make anything successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah, it moves really fast. So if somebody's listening and they want to consume what you are creating, how would they find it?
So I can send them the link and we could put it in the notes. But Substack is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like another social media. Do you guys know anything about Substack?
Nope.
So it's a new app, and it's essentially where you go to write long form content now, because it's kind of like a social media app with a blog at this point, and it's all in one space, and you kind of pick whatever it is that you're interested in, entrepreneurship, sports, all of that.
There's a lot of people on TikTok that have like political commentary on Substack.
Yeah, there's the politics side of it. Yeah. And so you have your page where you create it, and it's essentially literally just a blog at that point. It's just nice because it's all built into one. You don't have to like learn how to code or do anything. Like it's super easy to manage, which I like because I'm just there to write.
And is it free? But there is a subscription side to yours too, right?
Yeah. So whenever you like subscribe to somebody, there's the free option, a paid option, which you obviously will get more for. And then I think that there's like a third tier, but I just have the two right now. Okay.
Sounds like Tumblr, but less pretentious, kind of.
It is very Tumblr-esque.
And I think less graphics.
Less picture heavy.
Yeah. It's more word heavy than it is like graphics. Yeah.
Tumblr, man.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
a throwback.
I used to love Tumblr.
That's a deep cut. Me too.
I used to, and that's why I brought them up, because they used to have the biggest like blocks of text compared to any of the other social media platforms.
Substack could be, it's named perfectly because you subscribe essentially to a person's stack of ideas. And I don't know if that's where it comes from, but just looking at it on the screen, you almost feel like you can just flip to the next thing. Do you know
essentially
what I mean?
The opposite of TikTok. You go to TikTok when you want a quick fix of like how to do something. Substack is the long version of how to do something, whatever it is that you're subscribing to, or whatever it is that you want to learn about, like sports, history, whatever.
Do people go to TikTok to fix stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I was just about to ask this question. What does everybody's FYP look like?
I don't have TikTok.
What?
Yeah, I keep off of it.
You're missing out.
It's Chinese spyware, dude. No thanks.
Chinese spyware says the guy who's like, X is the best.
That whole device in your pocket is Chinese spyware.
He said Elon fixed Twitter.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh my goodness.
I can't.
Also, I am 100% convinced, without a doubt, that Walter White was always evil.
That's my assignment.
I'm rewatching it right now. I'm on season 3. Always, just to his very core, pure evil. You cannot convince me otherwise.
That's Breaking Bad, right?
Breaking
Bad, yeah.
That's my assignment to start watching.
So what Andy's doing, he's making a large generalization based off of someone's behavior rather than on the content of their character.
No, I'm basing it off of the underlying motive of his character.
Wait, what was the comparison?
My statement is that Walter White is, you're going to find this when you watch it. And so I need you to, I'm already tainting your view because I've just said this. And I would apologize, but you're smart enough to disagree with me and watch it with an open mind. There's this concept about the show that Walter White is a good guy who got caught up in some bad stuff for a good reason. And so it's like morally questionable. Like he's not evil. He's not a bad guy. He obviously made bad decisions. He was wrapped up in some bad stuff, but it was for XYZ reason, which are good, which undoes a little bit. So it makes him more like a torn individual struggling with morality. I posture that he was pure evil, that he had no good in him at all. And that every decision he made was based on his own deep-seated, like, evil mentality.
And you highly disagree.
And I disagree. I think that he was a good guy who's troubled just like every other individual, but I think he broke bad at a certain point. Which is why it's called Breaking Bad, I think, because he was a good guy and then he starts doing bad stuff. And then before you know it, almost everything he does is kind of bad stuff. He does carry himself with an air of morality that is like, after the 3rd or 4th season, it's a complete fabrication. It's not real, but I don't think he was evil the whole time. Andy thinks he was evil from the beginning of the show.
I think that the evil lived within him, that what he was hiding was the evil, and that the good was the fabrication.
Ryan, what do you think?
Let me think.
Okay. He's like, let me wake up.
I would probably side with Brandon that it felt like he had intention at the beginning of the show. Like he didn't seem like he was going to do this at the beginning. So like, I don't know.
I did watch the first episode. So
I agree that his intention wasn't to get into manufacturing methamphetamine, but I posture that he was a narcissistic, evil, selfish man from the beginning.
Yeah, and narcissistic, selfish, sure.
I just think evil is just, I can't unsee it.
It's too subjective.
And I've been watching it. The concept of evil?
The concept of good and evil, unfortunately, is too subjective to be able to pin anybody down and say that person is evil. Now, okay, we're talking about Adolf Hitler. Like, that's an evil guy.
Right.
But there's a lot of people who would subjectively be able to argue against that, even if they're wrong. You know what I mean?
I get that. But you just said the thing, even if they're wrong. Mm-hmm. Which is an objective statement.
Which is me saying I think Hitler's evil.
Right. Which I don't
trying to clear the air, you know what I mean?
I mean, there's going to be some people that may watch this that might disagree, but they're wrong. Yeah. Like, get over it. Yeah. And so my thinking with this, and I really want you to watch it, and we won't be able to talk about it for weeks because it's not like you're going to watch it all in a week and we're going to come back around. It's only 5 seasons, 12 or 13 episodes per season, about 40 minutes to an hour long each. It's not the worst watch. There are some dark moments. It's heavy. Like, I don't know about you, but when I was watching it the first time, I binged it. And there were certain times where I was like, I need a break. Like I can't do any more. Yeah. You know, it's too heavy, too dark, weighs too much on me. Now I'm watching, and I've watched some episodes multiple times. This is only the second time that I've watched it from beginning all the way through.
Yeah.
Every episode I'm like, I can't wait to talk to Brandon. Like it gets confirmed every single time I watch it. Like,
start taking notes, dude. You have to bring it to the table.
I don't even need him. He's just evil.
We could have a segment in the podcast where you guys have like 20 minutes to talk about it.
Where we break down the most recent episode of Breaking Bad that we've watched. I mean, the show hasn't been on the air in 10 years.
Yeah, I know. It's
so old.
We only tackle the most topical of subjects here. Ali, you're talking about toxic masculinity. You know how like boys will get up and scream at football games and stuff whenever stuff's going their way or not going their way?
Yeah.
I've never done that. I don't care about sports anywhere near that much. But Breaking Bad is the only show I've ever actively, after like at the end of an episode, stood up and did that whole thing where I was like, let's go.
Which episode?
You know the one.
No, I don't.
Don't ruin it.
There's a car.
A car. What season?
I know which episode.
He knows what episode.
I don't know.
I don't want to spoil it for her, but Jesse goes to try and make something right, and Walt comes in to save the day. Is all I'll say.
Okay.
You should know exactly what scene I'm talking about.
You can say the season because I'll forget.
I don't even remember what season.
I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about it because I can't. If I've seen it because I've watched the entire series at least once, but I don't know if I've gotten to that episode in what I'm currently on.
Maybe not this time through, but when you see it, you'll be like, "Oh, that's the scene he's talking about."
I don't know.
So the toxic femininity is the opposite, right? So for girls, it's reality TV. We're standing up, screaming at the TV that exact same way. Reality TV is the girl equivalent to sports.
Do you think? Here's the thing about, and this is an honest question. Do you think that the reality TV, what you're watching, is real? Like, do you think that? Do you think if the cameras were off that they'd behave the same way?
I think some of it. I would say, if I had to guess, well, it's dependent on franchise. I would say probably 60% is real, 40% is like manufactured in a way where it's like, okay, save this for the camera, or we got to pick up and redo a scene. Vanderpump Rules, for example. It was season 2. They went on a trip to Vegas, and there was a scene where the girl's boyfriend dumped a beer on her head and then like shoves her. That happened off camera. They made them redo it.
That is wild.
Insane. Now this was 2013, so like.
Okay.
Now, to be fair, if I was the producer on that show,
would you do that?
And I came in and I saw them just having fought, and I was like, "Did you do it on camera?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "What are we here for?
Doing?
What am I here for?"
They said that the producers came in as she's over there screaming with her girls soaked in beer,
and they said, "Dry her off, run it back, everybody on one."
I do believe that. I was going to say I think a lot of it is more or less the producers kind of instigating.
Yes.
A lot of instigation, getting them drunk, getting them angry.
Yes. Yep. They talk about that on their podcasts. Like the ones that aren't on it anymore, they'll go on their podcasts and talk about it. And
just lay all the tea out.
The things that they say that some of the producers have done, now they'll also talk really good about some of the producers saying like, I couldn't have gotten through that scene without a producer there. Like,
I like that. Steph likes Sister Wives.
Oh yeah,
on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
HBO
reality
Max.
though, right?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's painted as because this guy. I mean, they're not actors.
Oh, I
it's
thought
not
they
a
were actors
scripted
this
show.
whole time.
No, it's real. Like they're really married. They were really married in real life. It followed them almost documentary style. And it's just devolved into chaos. And my wife cannot get enough of it. My sister's a big fan. They'll sit there and text each other from 10 to 11 every Sunday night while watching it. And there's been times where a football game's been on going late. And she's like, you have to leave the room if you're going to finish this.
Now,
it's 9:58. And I'm like, night, babe. Love you.
And he's a Mormon?
They're Mormon. Yeah. Living in like Arizona or I don't know. Something. Utah. Well, I don't know. They're not in Utah anymore.
I don't know.
I think they got
kicked out.
Yeah.
All the Mormons?
Two Mormon.
Oh,
no,
okay.
that particular
Oh,
unit.
okay. Gotcha.
I don't know.
Not the
I'm
unit.
I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy to talk to you about this. My wife has watched every episode. She'll come to me and she'll be like, can you believe what Cody said? I'm like, tell me. And then I listen and then I'm like, wow, he's like the Walter White of Mormonism. Just pure evil.
Evil the whole time.
And
So is Joseph Smith.
yeah, is he the founder?
Yeah. Of Mormonism.
I've said this on here before that I want a Broadway show I really want to see is the Book of Mormon. Which,
that whole thing is fascinating, like to deep dive into.
yeah.
After watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and then the Salt Lake City Housewives, I've kind of went down a rabbit hole.
Of Mormonism?
Yeah.
Did you convert?
No.
The way she said that.
She said it. She's
I'm like, I
don't
went
even.
to Catholicism. No, I'm just kidding.
Recovering Catholic.
I have some
Not the
friends who are
Catholic.
Catholic.
That's what Lexi's dad used to say, recovering Catholic.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
He used to get beat a lot by nuns, so that's why he would say it.
Oh, I know some young men and young women who are like, don't pull a ruler out. I will cringe.
Sister Nancy, I'll get you.
That is crazy.
I
Sister
think that
Nancy.
religion kind of sucks in that way where it's like some of it has so much good to it and then it's really just ruined with their stigmas of all the bad.
Another thing I could talk about for hours is that, you know, if you read the teachings of Jesus, just the person, you know, and there's still arguments about whether Jesus is who he claims he was, or if he was real, or if he was not real. Of course, I believe he was real and that he was a person. And, you know, I believe in the crucifixion and the resurrection, all that stuff. Even if you don't believe in all that, if you just read the things that he represented, I mean, it's really simple. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Love your neighbor. I mean, he even got into small amounts of like, you know, somebody was like, should we pay our taxes? And he's like, whose face is on the coin? And it's Caesar's face. Part of that belongs to Caesar then. Pay your taxes and be quiet. Like, and I'm paraphrasing, of course. He didn't like fraud. He didn't like when people were disadvantaged, were taken advantage of. I mean, simple. Like, it's not difficult. And then I think and I'm oversimplifying it, power, greed, money, authority, all people realized was possible through this idea of religious, you know, convincing religious manipulation, whatever, fear. And now we've got some of the stuff we've got now, you know, where people are hurt, really really, really severely, trauma, emotional trauma, physical trauma, financial trauma. I was just driving the other day and I realized, man, there's some ways that I process certain things that is really, really unhealthy. And not how I process stuff that happens with other people, but how internally I think, man, I've had to undo a lot of my thinking as I've gotten older because so much of it is based on fear of hell, fear of spiritual consequences, fear of disillusion from my creator or whatever. And so just, yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
I think it's cool
tough.
that our generation, I think, does a really good job of like unlearning and like staying open-minded versus the previous generations before us, which is really cool.
Unlearning and then like relearning. There's a lot of ways that you can say it.
Yeah.
And I think, there's a new growth in people being interested in traditional church. We had a spoof video last week about how mega church pastors are. And I laughed because it was funny and I was disappointed because of how accurate. And it was so accurate. And that guy, he probably had no idea. Like he knew it was capable of going, it went viral.
Oh, he knew what he was doing. His last few videos have been astronomical.
I mean, this one was, I don't know if you've seen Drewski's newest little skit he did. We'll show it after because people can go back and look at it. But he mimicked and satiricalized, satirized. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mega church pastors wore the same outfit that some pastors are on camera wearing, Christian Dior jackets,
red bottoms walking in the blood of Christ.
He's like, I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins because I'm a Christian walking in the blood of Jesus. And he's got his red bottoms on.
I cannot.
Because he's suspended from a harness like on an Easter Sunday service.
Not even doing anything.
I'm a Christian walking in the blood of Jesus. And he's got these red bottom Louboutins on. And
that's hysterical.
I mean, just so funny. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about how, anyway,
impregnated people with the word of God.
I'm going to impregnate you with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate you. And he's like hip thrusting through it all. And he's like, we got a $4 million offering. We got to raise.
Can we please watch this? I need to see this.
It's long. And so, but it's so funny because it's so accurate. And that is what, when I was growing up, I thought I was going to be, I aspired to be the pastor of a big mega church. I wanted to speak to large groups of people. I wanted to, I don't think anybody's going to look at wealth and go, not for me. Like I wanted the church to be successful enough that I didn't have to worry about finances.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I never wanted to wear Christian Dior and I never cared that much. I mean, I wanted to have nice stuff and I hoped that the church would be successful enough that I could, right? I'm glad it didn't go that way because what it's turned into, I don't like. So
you've went for the for-profit way now. You're a CEO.
Well, and it's fine. Like if it ends up turning out that I can, make a decent living, great. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And through the for-profit thing, because it's a product that people are consuming
rather
than me going up there and being like, pay your tithe and pay your offering because the Bible says so, and then that's going to pay my paycheck. That's a weird feeling to me.
You want to see it?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right, here we go. Back. Thanks, Drewski.
Shout out like he needs it. Kirk Franklin, by the way, this is a real song.
Is it actually?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have Wanda
it was an anthem.
Wanda, please. Wanda told us earlier this month that she could not have a baby anymore. So I impregnated her with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate everyone with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God.
Praise break.
Impregnate.
Look at it says collect and praise. I didn't notice
That's why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins. Because I'm a Christian and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. I'm a Christian first. And I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise.
That's amazing.
Give him some praise. So we are raising funds for a project in Zimbabwe. Yes, we are trying to get our congregation over in Africa. Amen. We wanted to raise $4 million for that. Amen. Yes. Hallelujah. That needs to appear today. We are not letting anyone leave until we reach our goal. Amen. Hallelujah. Life savings here. Give him some praise for that.
Life savings.
Give it his life savings up. Apostle Richie says, baby, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I'm going to finish this word here, and I'm going to do the Christian version. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do the Christian version. I'm driving this Bentley Bentayga because I believe in Christ. Can you leap on your legs like a survivor? Can you leap on your legs till the money fall out your pocket?
Is that a money counter?
Yeah, and 2 cans of Monster, 3 cans of Monster.
Still praise the Lord.
I need you to pray for my wife. Hey, come on, man. Hey, get your hands off my car. You gave tithes and offering? No. That's good, man.
Oh.
Spit his gum out. I mean, so crazy. There have been pastors that I have seen that they've said, ushers, shut the doors until we reach our goal, right? And they claim, that pastor, and I did a deep dive into this, that pastor claims that he was doing that because he wanted to respect the secrecy and sacredness of the offering. And he didn't want people getting up. He didn't want people to get up and leave as a way to avoid this sacred act. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you're just proving everybody's point.
You're just saying you didn't want them to leave before you paid.
Like you're saying, we didn't shut them in until they paid. We wanted them to pay, and so we didn't feel comfortable letting them leave. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
That feels like when somebody says something and somebody gets questioned about it, and then they say it in the exact same way, but just like a different wording.
Yeah.
And then look at you like you're crazy.
And gaslighting, I think, is what the term, I was thinking about it. And it's so funny. I keep going back to freaking Breaking Bad. Walter White was the prime gaslighter.
Oh, great.
Okay. And here's what's funny. He was.
He also was a terrible liar. Every time he lied, he batted his eyelashes.
Yeah,
and I was
such
like,
a bad
here
liar.
he goes.
I mean, you couldn't, by the time the show's done, you're like, I don't even know if I believe, and I know what's going on. And so anyway, because gaslighting wasn't a term when the show was on. Like it wasn't like such a common thing where it's like, this is what that means. Do you know what I mean? And you look at what pastors do when they're in their unhealthiest. Now I'm saying pastors, there's for every one big mega church that makes a lot of noise, there are 1,000 churches that are serving their community.
Yeah.
They don't care about money. There's a pastor out there that's janitor, that's groundskeeper, that's maintenance guy, that's preacher. They're doing it all. And they just want to love their community and serve their community and let people know that they're not alone. Like that's the church at its very best. I don't know that it was ever designed to be massive buildings and stadium level congregations and all that kind of stuff. At the exception of time, when Jesus walked, and then as time moved on, when Jesus walked to the earth, I don't think that the intention was that, you know what I mean? And so the pastors tend to gaslight now, the ones that are to make you feel bad. Like if you don't do this or if you didn't do this, we don't have time to look it up, but there's a pastor named, oh man, I'm glad I'm forgetting his name.
He watches the pod. So
right. Kenneth Copeland.
Oh yeah.
Is his name. And he literally has said, you see this watch, it's worth X, Y, Z. And then I've got about 12 of them. And then somebody gave me a Bentley or whatever name of the car was. And in it was this brand on the dashboard on the clock. And he's bragging about it. And you're looking at it and you're going, it's worse than that video. And that video is fake. And this other one's actually stuff he said. He's quoted as saying, God made that private plane so cheap, I couldn't help but buy it.
Oh, yeah.
It was like it was like $40 million jet.
Tyler made that plane so cheap, I had to buy it.
I had to buy it. He said, God made that plane so cheap. And I'm using it to travel the world to preach the gospel. And he's going on and on and on.
And it's a good tax write-off.
And he 100%
give him a Southern accent.
Because
he's Southern.
And he has a runway on his house property.
Yeah.
So he'll fly his private plane, not him flying it, but it will fly and land, and then he'll get out and just walk into his house. I mean, like Jesus slept wherever somebody gave him a bed. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that ministry or pastorship means that you have to take a vow of poverty. Like there's a difference there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, oh my, there comes a point. We've had this conversation, like how rich is too rich.
Oh yeah.
Like once you hit a certain point in any profession, it's like, okay, are we done?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't spend that in 1,000 lifetimes.
When you were
we done?
When you were talking about this with Nate, I imagined having a conversation with Copeland on his private jet where he's like, you know how you get a camel through the eye of a needle, don't you? In pieces. Amen.
Pieces. you probably don't get that reference. Okay. There's a line in the Bible where I think it's Jesus talking.
I think it is.
And he says that it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get to heaven. And basically what he was saying was that wealth corrupts and it's not impossible, but it's difficult. Now we always hear that and we say, I envision the actual eye of a needle. But in this time frame, there was a short entranceway through gates.
Yeah.
That they called the eye of the needle.
Yeah, it was
now,
about
this is just what I've heard. A couple feet by a couple feet, and a camel could go through it, but it was difficult.
Yeah, well, a human could crawl through it really difficultly. To get a camel through was really, really hard to imagine.
You had to get the camel on its knee, which they had to be in positions that they're not designed for.
Yeah.
Right. And so basically, it's not impossible, right? But it's difficult. And so the translation, at least the way that I was taught, is that Jesus was saying, while wealth is not innately bad, it corrupts. And it's easier to get a camel through the eye of a needle than for a wealthy man to get to heaven, which means wealth is a deterrent. Wealth should be looked upon with caution.
So what do you think when somebody hits this imaginary number that like is your highest amount that you should get for your wealth? What do you do when you hit that point?
Well, I mean, we've talked about...
You just start giving like donations, foundations, things like that?
We talked about this when Bezos was going through, like when it became national news that Jeff Bezos was getting divorced, right? I don't, maybe it was before that, because we were at the church getting ready to film the Safehouse podcast originally. Yeah. And you and I were talking like, I mean, he was worth like 600 billion or whatever. And, you know, you've got Elon Musk now who's getting $1 trillion bonus, CEO bonus from Tesla.
Oh my God.
At least that's what I read. And it's going to be stretched out over several years, but $1 trillion bonus, which is insane. Yeah. You know? And so I don't know where we landed. I don't remember what we were talking about, but at some point it's just, you just get taxed like crazy, and it just, you cannot keep that much money.
Yeah.
But that's not the way capitalism, that's not the way it works. You earn it. It's yours. You get to do with it what you want. Right. Okay. I'm not going to argue the economics. It's above my pay grade. I'm not smart enough.
So like morally, what do you think you would do with it if you hit that point?
I mean, if I got to a point, but see, it's all relative too.
Right. Like,
because
what's that number?
there's some people that would say that I'm making more than what is necessary. Now, I live in a bigger house now. It's more expensive. I'm able to pay my bills and put a little bit extra away. Do you know what I mean? I want to make more money, but I want to make more money because I want to have the freedom to be more generous. I could cut items out of my budget that free me up to be a little bit more, you know, generous, but I don't, because they're things that my kids enjoy. They're not necessary. They're not needs. They're wants. They're luxuries, right?
Right.
So I don't know what the number is, but when we were talking about it, we were talking about people who in the 12 digits. You know what I mean, or at least the 10 digits. We're talking about billions and billions of dollars.
Right.
I mean, if you're making, I mean, I don't know that there's a number that turns from easy to get through the eye of a needle to getting through the eye of a needle.
Right.
Because wealth is relative. Like when I was growing up, I never would have imagined that I'm earning the annual income that I'm earning right now.
Right.
But now that I'm earning what I'm earning now, I see the potential for, if things take a turn for good, it could be more. And so I think, okay, at what point do I say I'm satisfied with what I have? You know what I mean? I don't need more. Anything else is going to be about future planning, leaving for my children. You know, giving to charities, supporting things that don't have other ways of earning support. I've always said with Refuge that I want Refuge to get to a place financially where it didn't have to rely on the donation of other businesses, because I want those businesses to give to churches that might not have those income streams.
Right.
Right. So I don't have a dollar amount. It's more about the heart issue. It's more about the because then I've heard Christians say you should aspire to be wealthy. God, the Bible talks about how heaven is paved with streets of gold. And if God's going to use gold as pavement, why can't you have a bunch of wealth? And I'm like, I'm struggling with that connection.
I think they were trying to make us want to go to heaven a little bit more with that. I don't know that there was ever reports of it actually having streets of gold, you know?
Also, I look at it this way. How valuable is asphalt to us?
Yeah, true.
How valuable is it?
I mean,
not.
Yeah.
If somebody comes up to you with a handful of asphalt, you're not going to go, I got $100 for that.
True.
I think that symbolism was to say what we value, God doesn't care about.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
That's what I took out of that. Not that we should aspire to great wealth because what we consider wealthy, God uses as pavement. I think it means that God keeps it under his feet for a reason. It has no value to him. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
And so that's where, if you come into that mentality, the amount of money that you earn is irrelevant because it's a heart thing, you know? Like, I don't want, and I know I can hear how I'm saying this, and it's like easy for you to say, you can pay your bills.
So,
but I'm not trying to be the guy that's like, just work hard and you'll make a bunch of money. Like, I'm making more money now than I thought I would by this age.
Right.
Okay. And it's not an astronomical number. I mean, for some people, it'd be like, I can't believe that. But I know people younger than me that have PhDs and doctorates that are earning just a little bit less. Right. And by the time they're my age, they're going to be making at least as much. Do you know what I mean? And so it has to do with like, what market you're in. What's that market worth? You know,
right.
Like if I were just running refuge and that was the only thing I'm doing, and I were taking home the paycheck that I'm taking home, it'd be too much. Because if refuge was earning enough money that I could be getting paid that, I could pay 3 or 4 different people, give them the money, let them run it, and then go get a job that pays my bills. I don't need the nonprofit thing to do that. Do you know what I mean? Safehouse is different because, like I said, as a nonprofit, the responsibility is way greater.
Right.
The risk is way higher. And so the compensation does match that. And so I think it comes down to whether or not you are like, are you making difficult decisions because you want to maintain your wealth, or are you making difficult decisions because you believe in what is providing those resources? And I think that once the line crosses that, I just need the money, you're making too much money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, but then as in terms of like side hustles, I don't think there's a number. Like, go after it. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're able to turn a side hustle into a full-time thing, you're clearly probably better at that than the thing that was paying before.
Well, then, and then it breaks down to if your side hustle becomes so big that you have employees, making sure that they're taken care of in an appropriate way, and then still collecting a dollar amount from that.
Yeah. And so I don't know. We could talk. I mean, we could save this for another podcast, like a whole different episode of like resource, hoarding or generosity. You know what I mean? Because you're a generous person. Like you have a soft spot for animals, right? That's a different level of generosity that I have. You see an animal on the side of the road, you want to stop. You have stopped. You've gone back to that same spot the next day to provide food and water. Like we've told that stories. I don't do that for animals. You know what I mean? I keep driving and I say, hopefully that animal's got a home. I just don't have, that doesn't tug my heartstrings the same way it does yours.
Right.
But I'll see something that won't trigger you and I'll be like, well, I want to help that. Do you know what I mean? And so like generosity, you worked in the service industry. I know how difficult it is for those individuals to make money just on their paychecks. I want to tip really well.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And so I always talk about how like, if I can go to a restaurant and I can tip 60, 80, 100% of the bill and it not affect my ability to pay my electric, I'm going to consider myself to be really financially set.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because I can be that generous. And I could probably do that now if I cut some items out, which is meet my own need to self-reflect and go, do I really need everything I'm currently putting money out for?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just, I think it's constant. And I think if you put a dollar amount on it, you're selling yourself short because it can change.
Right.
Like, where are you at personally? Where are your goals?
Yeah. Different phases of your life too.
Yeah. And where do you put your time and energy? Because I'm 41. I love to work. I sprint to the job. I sprint at the job. You know, I'm not in the office every day and I'm not in the office from 8 to 4, but I'm never not working.
Right.
I'm never not pursuing some aspect of the vision. And I always say that my goal is to work, is to challenge people to keep up to my pace. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm working harder than everybody, not necessarily more. I don't need to produce more, but I want to work at a pace that everybody is like, if he's working that hard, I'm excited to be a part of what he's doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not a competition, but I don't want to go to work and have a number of people go, I think I'm working harder than him. I don't want that, you know? And so all of those things combine into be like, where are we at? How are we doing? How am I doing personally? I look at what my goals for my wife, look at my goals for my kids. I want my kids to understand the value of hard work. I don't want everything to just be handed to them. So if I've got a situation where they're getting handed a bunch, go earn it.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, I can go on and on, but we got to wrap up.
Yeah.
But before we do, we've got our final segment of the day.
You still want to do them?
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, if you're watching this
through.
podcast at 1 hour and 7 minutes and you're just going to log off because it's at 1 hour and 7 minutes, you're missing out.
True. This is the fun part.
So,
all right, ready?
What do you think, Ali? You want to watch them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we tuning in?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right. This is how kids eat.
I don't even have kids, and this is so accurate with my nieces and nephew.
What a choking hazard, huh?
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
Not the chair.
Oh.
Oh, no. For anyone just listening, he's upside down chewing.
Yeah, on a couch, taking a bite out of somebody else's hand. He's not even holding his food. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Oh, God, kids are so gross.
Okay, they're disgusting. When you make dinner at home, you cook for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, do you sit down at a table and eat? Do you sit at your couch and eat?
It just depends.
Okay, but you sit.
Yeah.
Do you sit and eat?
Well, actually, sometimes I'm standing. Just depends on what's going on.
Ryan, do you sit and eat?
Mm-hmm.
You sit and eat?
Yeah, most of the time.
All right, might be something wrong with me.
Sometimes. I mean, I will stand and eat if I did a lot of the cooking, but I don't usually stand with a plate.
Yeah,
I usually sit down, put some on the TV and eat.
I'll stand if I'm just like getting a quick bite, but
I cooked hamburgers last night.
Nice.
Ate the whole thing standing up.
Well, that is a standing food.
Is it?
Burgers.
Does that make sense to you?
Oh,
Steph was in the living room, fries, burger, plate, drink.
I agree with if I'm cooking it and it takes long, like if I'm not just throwing something in the air fryer, if I'm actually like cooking a recipe, then I might stand and eat because I'm like, well, I'm here, like I'm locked in at this point.
Yeah, I stand and eat a lot. Like, I mean, there's times where I'll just leave the steak on the cutting board and then I'll cut it as I'm eating it. Like I'll cut a piece, eat it, clean up a little bit.
Yeah, you like can't wait.
Yeah, well, that and it's like I'm gonna wash these dishes. I'm not gonna dirty another one.
True, yeah.
So I literally will I'll cut a piece of steak, pop it in, chew, brag to myself about how good it tastes because there's Steph's like, yeah, it's good. Okay, you know what I mean? You need your validation, whatever. And then I'll just keep cleaning, and then I'll be like, take another bite and act like it's the first bite. Be like,
We need to get Steph on this pod so bad to defend herself.
what do you mean? I haven't said anything bad about her.
No, like I want to hear what she has to say to this. Like I could totally see her still being like, yeah.
She would seriously be like, yeah, he constantly needs validation, and I'm on the podcast and I know all he's going to do is talk about how he needs validation. You're a good husband. You know what I mean? Like the other day I walked past her and I stood for just a couple seconds too long and she looked at me like, and I said, I apologize for existing because I didn't touch her. I didn't say anything to her. She's just in a mood and she just needed the space and I just invaded it just for a second too long. You know what I mean? Because she was in the zone.
She's in her luteal phase.
And I'm saying this as if I'm complaining. I'm not, because I totally understand. But my response in that moment was literally all I'm doing right now that could possibly annoy you is exist. And she looked at me like, well, yeah. And I said, let me get out of your way. And probably because...
And I say that as not an excuse.
No.
Just need to verify. But I can picture that feeling, but...
I've been married for 15 years. When you and I started working together is the first time that particular phase of the cycle I became conscious of.
Yeah, because I was in your office and I was like, I'm in my luteal phase, don't talk to me.
And so then it comes up on my TikTok now. Like it's very common for women to have a bigger, because there's a lot of women who didn't know. They thought it was just the week. And then they didn't know that there's multiple phases throughout the entire month that lead to different levels of whatever,
all
chemicals, emotions,
yeah.
like all the different things. And so to see it play out, it's like, okay, I am here when you need me. You know what I mean? And I'm a words of affirmation guy. We talk a lot about love languages. Like I talk about it with everybody. I'm a words of affirmation guy. Steph's worst. The thing that she's worst at is words of affirmation. She's not great with her words. She doesn't express her emotions well. That's her. That is her struggle. It's her thing to overcome. It's not my problem. And I can't let her struggle be because it's what I need. I have to learn to get it in a different way from her. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to ask her to change who she is in order to meet my need. I am going to challenge her to say, I need you to work a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But I also have a responsibility to say, how does she express love? Right. Yeah. And it's not through words.
What is her love language?
Action. Quality time. Okay. And she likes acts of service and gifts equally the same.
Gotcha.
But mine's physical touch and words of affirmation. Those are her bottom two, for sure. I mean, no question.
Yeah.
And so, and the physical touch is not as much as I've gotten older. I've found, like, I used to be real clingy. You know what I mean? And I'm not now. And that's not because of her. It's just as I've grown up, I've been like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation has grown though. Like I do need like verbal validation from the people that are closest to me. You did good. proud of you, things like that. Doesn't have to be a ton. Doesn't need this big eloquent speech. And when she sees it really heavy on me, she'll take a moment. And
you should
really
have her write down her, like, what you would want, like, not what you want her to say, but what she feels about you.
Yeah.
And then just put it on like a little Post-it note so you always see it's her writing and it's how she feels.
My favorite gift she ever gave me was on Christmas, or maybe it was a Father's Day. She gave me 52 cards. And on the outside of the card, it said, open when you feel. And then it had different things.
Oh, cute.
And then on the inside, it was a message that she wrote that said, open when you feel lonely. One of my favorite things about you is that no matter how tired you are, you always make time for us. Do you know what I mean?
I just picture Steph being this like kind of sarcastic, like low key. And it's like, open when you're lonely. And it's like, get the fuck over it.
She does have that. I can see where you would see that about her.
That would be so funny and on brand.
I think in her purest form, that might be what she would prefer to say. Like, we all struggle, get over it. You know what I mean? But that just goes to show you how she is aware of what I need, because she will say, like, I don't need this. Like, I don't need to be told, like, I'm doing a good job, but like, you do. It's how you're wired. And so I'm going to say it with sincerity.
Yeah.
And it took a while for sure. For us to find that thing, but yeah, it was so fun. I don't even know how we got on that topic, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
Probably the kids. All right, this one's called
the feeding. Yeah, the standing and eating, and
this one's called funny. Ohio the Beautiful.
Okay, so boring. It's just miles upon miles of skyscrapers. I love this song. What? Oh my gosh.
I think that's East Cleveland.
Wait,
when I saw the first one, I was like, "There's no mountains like that."
That's what I was thinking. I was like, "Wait, where is this?"
And then I quickly caught on when I saw the Great Wall of China in Cincinnati.
Yeah, Nate said Great Wall of Cincinnati when he saw that one.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
All right, more kids. This one's just short and funny.
Oh. That's terrifying to have kids.
Oh man, that kid is fine. He's okay. He's going to go places.
Yeah, he is. Onto the floor. All right. This one is
into the hospital.
I think Allie's going to like this one. Peak male performance is what I named it. Ready?
Of course he's in a Jeep. Is that the Divorced Dad playlist? Does he catch something? For the listener, he pulled off on the side of the road and is fishing out of his car door.
Oh, hell yeah.
He caught something that fast.
Is this AI?
I don't think so.
No way. He's got the meta glasses on. How'd he get out of the car so fast?
Oh, hell yeah.
He cut the video.
That is so funny.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I think in a former life, I was definitely a divorced dad.
See, that strikes me as something that AI could not recreate.
Not the fish flop in that way.
Well, no. The hands looked legit.
The hands look legit. I mean, everything about it was
pretty. What kind of world are we living in where we watch something and we're like, is that real?
Man, we almost went the whole episode without saying anything. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
No, it's okay. I mean, it is the way it is.
It's hard for me to watch a video at all anymore and not have that thought. Like, it's really...
I don't want to get political, but like some of the political commentary you hear, you're like, there's no way he actually said that. Mm-hmm. There's no way she actually said that. There's no way this was actually a quote.
Then you find out that they really did say it.
And then you're like, yeah, it's worse than fake. And so it's crazy. I mean, it goes back to the Drewski skit. It's like, that's real.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when I watched that, I thought, man, I can't watch this. I don't want to see another church do this again. I thought it was real.
Is Drewski the one that...
Remember that video I showed you where he was the guy at the party and he was like, "Bro, I'm here for Chad."
Wait, he's the white dude, right?
He also did the white face. That's the same guy.
Oh my god, he honestly looked like a white dude. That was
a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's got it. He's in a T-Mobile commercial.
I need to follow him on Instagram.
He's excellent. He's got good YouTube content.
I'm doing that right now, actually.
Funny. Right on the pod. Just tuning in.
Hear that, Drewski? We got you a follower.
Is there anybody who does that while watching this podcast? Where you're like, I'm going to follow them. Like you're talking to somebody else and you're like, oh, I'm going to go follow. Does that make sense?
Yes, my grandma. But I had to walk her through a step-by-step though.
Does that count? No,
wait, what's his Instagram? It's not coming up.
Just Drewski. Something Drewski. I think it's just at Drewski. DRUSKI.
DROU?
SKI, yes.
That's where
What
I went
did you
wrong.
think it was? EW?
Yeah.
Okay. I was playing on the word thing that we did earlier.
He only has 17,000 followers.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
Give it a minute.
I wonder if you're looking at the right page.
No, I'm not.
There's no way. He's got like a
Yeah, he's in the millions. He's
All right, I'm just going to go to one of your pages and follow from there.
Yeah, that's smart. I'll send you his page.
Thank you.
Again, I'm really happy that on this podcast, we're promoting
Drewski.
everybody else getting followed. That's okay.
I don't know if I followed.
I'm actually kidding.
Does this make sense?
I made
God.
it. So that being said, DTMS.podcast is the Does That Make Sense podcast. You can follow me at Denen. We try to collaborate everything. Go to Studios Replay at Studios Replay on YouTube, so you can find everything that we're doing here. I'm rocking the Replay Outdoors hat today on brand.
Company merch.
Grizzly Pride, supporting the LGBTQ community since 2006.
LGBTQIA+.
LGBTQIA+. I won't call it what Dave Chappelle calls it.
Can we say it?
The alphabet people.
He calls them the alphabet people.
I mean, I think that's what calls them too.
Well, she's a lesbian.
Yeah, she's allowed to.
She's a nail.
Man, we really went off the rails to wrap this one up. I don't know where to go from here.
Home. Let's all go home
we
now.
are seriously, guys. I'm having a blast with this. It's always a pleasure. The four people that are in this room. Nate was here earlier. He's not now. Really makes up we call it Resolute Management Services. It's a management company that does a ton of work for all the other companies. It is always. I mean, I say this and I mean it seriously. It's really a pleasure to be able to work with you guys.
Absolutely, pleasure's mine.
It's a good time. I love the team that we have over at Safehouse. I'm really excited about where things are going.
Me too.
And we're going to be tweaking some things, and we're always looking at what we can change and make better. We like to talk about a lot of stuff on the podcast. We say that we like to create a little chaos to make sense of chaos that we can't control. We want you guys to engage. We want you to be a part of this community. So stay tuned. We got a lot more stuff planned this year. Ali, thanks for being here. For Ryan and Brandon, everybody here, and all the things that we do. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week. Thanks.